There are some books that people form opinions about without actually reading or understanding them. They reach a conclusion simply by looking at the title or by listening to what others say. The book Collapse is often one of those books that is misunderstood in this way. When people see the word collapse in the title, they assume that the book claims the modern world will soon collapse. But in fact, the book does not directly say this. The book is a study that examines why many great civilizations of the past collapsed. It investigates why large societies such as Rome, the Maya, and others eventually disappeared. Throughout history, many powerful societies have gradually become smaller, broken apart, fragmented, and turned into simpler forms. When a society collapses, certain things usually happen. The society becomes smaller, organization among people decreases, central authority weakens, and people begin to trade less. Specialized professions decline, and the society transforms into a simpler structure. Population levels usually decrease as well. However, the main idea of the book is not collapse itself, but rather the concept of complexity. As societies grow and develop, they become more complex. More institutions appear, more systems of governance are created, and many specialized professions emerge. At the beginning, this complexity brings great benefits to society. Better organization leads to greater production and faster development. But over time, this complexity comes with a cost. The more complex a society becomes, the harder it is to keep it functioning. It requires more energy, more resources, more knowledge, and more human effort. Administrative systems grow, bureaucracy increases, and maintaining the system becomes more and more expensive. At first, complexity is very beneficial. However, after a certain point, newly added systems no longer provide as much benefit as before. Sometimes they even bring more cost than benefit. In economics, this is called diminishing returns. In other words, while a society keeps trying to grow and develop, it may start spending more and more energy while receiving less benefit. This situation can make societies fragile and less resilient. When a major crisis occurs, such as climate change, economic crises, or resource depletion, the society may not have enough surplus resources left to deal with these problems. The book explains this situation with an interesting analogy. Like the Red Queen in Lewis Carroll's story, modern society has to run faster and faster just to stay in the same place. In other words, more effort and more resources are needed every day simply to keep the system running. Another important point the author highlights is that science and technology do not always solve this problem. In many cases, new technologies make the system even more complex. For this reason, the real issue is not technology, but the way people think. People constantly aim for growth and for building more complex systems. However, sometimes creating simpler, more resilient, and more sustainable systems may be a better approach. In short, the book tries to explain this idea. Societies do not collapse only because of wars or disasters. Sometimes the extremely complex systems they create themselves can make them weak and fragile.